What's up, people? So, I just got back from seeing Shazam Fury of the Gods. So, I'm trying to keep track. I think this is like, if you don't count Zack Snyder's Justice League, that would make this the 12th DCEU movie, I believe. Though, if you do count it, that would make it 13th. I'm pretty sure I might have to fact check that. But yeah, so I was pretty excited to see this because the first Shazam I thought was really good. Definitely one of the more lighter toned movies. And very just overall fun movie. So I was pretty excited to get into this one. And so, oh, and also, quick reminder: there are spoilers in this video. So if you haven't seen the movie, you don't want anything ruined, don't watch this video and come back after you've seen it. So yeah, and something I like to do is just like say the plot out loud. So I, if I say something out loud, I might realize, oh wait, that doesn't really make much sense, and so I'm just gonna do that right now. Well, so the plot. So we begin. I think this is 2 years after the first one because of the throwaway line towards the end. But we have these three sisters. Well, two of the three sisters, being the daughters of Atlas, come into this museum. They find that spear that Shazam used to give Billy Batson his powers, and of course Billy snapped it in half in the last movie, and so they're able to get that staff and they turn the people in that museum into stone after having to fight each other for a bit. And so then after that, they go to the dungeon where Shazam the Wizard is, which did they ever explain how that wizard was still alive? Because I think I might have missed it, but so they go to Shazam and they're able to force him into saying his own name so he can repair the staff and then they can use it to conquer the world and all that. So then you have Billy and the other kids. It's, Billy, Freddie, Darla, Eugene, Pedro, and Mary, and they all have a cool action scene in on this bridge, and they even play "I Need a Hero," which is kind of funny, a little on the nose, but I was like, sure, why not? And they end up failing to let the bridge be collapsed, but they're at least able to save all the people there. And so Billy and Freddie sort of have this like conflict about how Billy's constantly saying like it's all of it. If I can't remember the exact saying, but he wants them all to work together as a team, but Freddie kind of wants to do his own thing. And then he meets this girl named Anne, who turns out to be one of the sisters, Anthena, which, by the way, that moment where Billy goes, Anthena, like with that little pause there, I did not catch that. Like, I feel so stupid now because I thought about that. Like, oh, and yeah, I didn't catch that when he said it. But anyway, so then Freddie sort of has a romantic feelings for her, like pretty fast. Which I mean, I get it. Their chemistry is fun, and then of course the other two sisters come in and they're able to take Freddie's powers away, and the three sisters take Freddie away, and they end up creating a dome all over the city of Philadelphia, trapping everybody inside and letting nobody in too. So then, and Billy and the kids, it's come together to try and figure out, okay, so who are these guys? After Billy also had a dream about the Shazam wizard coming in and telling him, hey, you got to deal with these people, the Daughters of Atlas. And so they do some research on who they are. And then they also try to make a deal by writing a letter to them about trying to resolve this peacefully. And there is a bit of torture for Freddy. And then Anthena eventually is able to like has a change of heart because she's grown attached to Freddy, and so allows him and Shazam the Wizard to escape. And so then, and the other two daughters go to that one restaurant where Billy is, and they talk for a bit. Which I'll just say right here, like that whole speech that the older sister, I can't remember her name. I feel stupid, but the older sister, the one Helen Mirren plays, is, and she was going on that talk about how she feels betrayed with the gods' powers being taken from them and all that. The way she described it, I'm just like, yep, she's instantly a better villain than the first Shazam movie with Mark Strong, because I mean Mark Strong, I like him, but it's also like his villain was pretty generic, just to say the least, in the first one. Here they definitely give her like understandable motivations where I'm like, yeah, I could buy that. And so they come in and they take away Pedro's powers, and they're able to capture Helen Mirren's character, but problem is she planned on getting kidnapped inside that lair, as they call it. And I'm trying to think. And there's that apple, that golden apple that Helen Mirren ends up taking and takes it back. And that other sister, I think the actress is Lucy Liu, but the middle child, I think I'll just say it because I feel stupid for not remembering what her name was. But the middle child takes the golden apple and is like, we're gonna plant it in Earth, and we're gonna just kind of take our revenge on humankind. And the other two sisters aren't cool with this at all. Well, and so Freddy and Shazam the Wizard are able to get back, I think, and also the middle sister releases that giant dragon, and so the kids reveal themselves to their foster parents that, oh, we're superheroes and all that, and then they leave as the dragon breaks out, and the middle sister is able to plant that apple, grow that tree, and releases a bunch of monsters all over Philadelphia. And so, and also before that, she also was able to take away the powers of the other three, Darla, Eugene, and Mary. And so now only Billy has his powers, and so he has a talk with Shazam, like, hey, can you take my powers away? You know what to do. And Shazam was able to inspire him, like, no, I chose you for a reason, and all that. And, it was cool. Well, he also has that really nice moment with his foster mom. And when Billy called her, like, mom, I'll be honest, that kind of really touched me, I'll say, just because I'm thinking back to the first one with that other mom Billy had, his birth mom, and how he tried to be with her, but then all that happened with her abandoning him, and now he sees his foster mom as his mom. Like, I felt that, and so just a small moment I wanted to mention. But then of course Billy goes after the middle sister. Oh, and she also kills Helen Mirren and takes away Anthena's powers. And the other kids are able to find these unicorns, and Darla is able to use Skittles to tame them, I guess. And it made more sense when I was watching because of how funny it was. But they're able to help use those unicorns like horns to stab some of the monsters. And Billy's, of course, fighting the middle sister and is able to get the staff back eventually. And then they go back to the baseball field where the apple was planted and where the tree is. He's able to. Well, Helen Mirren wasn't 100% dead. He was able to bring her back, and he was able to ask her, hey, can you make the dome smaller? Because he was able to figure out, if I shoot all the lightning at the staff, give it all his powers, then we can blow it up. So he had to make the dome smaller, so it doesn't affect anybody else in Philadelphia. So only around the baseball field. And so it's just him and the middle sister with the dragon, and he sacrifices himself. Oh, and yeah, sacrificed himself because he was pretty much dead too. And it's a bit of mourning, and they have a moment where they flat out bury him, and so I mean, the entire time I was definitely sitting there thinking he's not dead. Like they're not gonna kill Billy off in the second movie. Well, I guess Superman died in the second movie, but then they brought him back in the third one. So, but I didn't think he was dead. And then Wonder Woman pops up. Yep. Unlike in the first one where Superman pops up and you don't see Henry Cavill's face, that it wasn't him. This time it really is him. That is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. And they even played the Hans Zimmer Wonder Woman theme, which was really sick. And she was able to give the staff, which had its power drained, and she was able to give its powers back. And I think that resurrected Billy too, because he comes out of the dirt or all alive. I mean, I guess one thing I'll talk about with Wonder Woman real quick, like she did appear earlier in the movie. Technically, it was a dream that Billy was having about being with her. But in that scene, we don't actually see her face, so that might not have been Gal Gadot. That might have been a stunt double or something. So that was like a nice, oh, they're doing that again. Just they're not showing the actor's face because they can't get the actor back, like with Superman in the last one. That was kind of like a nice fake out before. No, we actually did get Gal Gadot back. Like, I just wish one of the YouTube ads that pops up in front of my videos didn't spoil that for me, because that would have been a really nice surprise. But nope, YouTube has other ideas. So yeah, and then we of course had the happy ending, where and then we have the credit scenes where the guys from Peacemaker come in and talk to Billy about joining the Justice Society. And then the last credit scene, Savannah from the first movie makes a cameo along with that the caterpillar. I think his name is Mr. Mind, right? And yeah, that was another setup. Like, I kind of thought this movie would be about Mr. Mind and all that, but I guess not. That was just, It's almost like when Venom pops up in the MCU in the credits scene for Venom 2, but then in the credits scene for No Way Home, he just goes back to his own universe. Like, it's kind of feeling like the same way, but not as egregious. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure if those credit scenes are going to play a part later, because, of course, this is one of the last DC movies to come out before James Gunn's reboot. So I don't know if we're going to get a payoff for, like, Shazam joining the Justice Society or Savannah breaking out with with Mr. Mind or Dr. Mind. I don't know if that's going to get a payoff. But if that's true, then it'll be another credit scene. It doesn't go anywhere, just like Superman popping up in the credit scene for Black Adam, and now Henry Cavill isn't coming back as Superman, so that's not going anywhere. Still kind of mad about that. But talking about the wrong movie anyway. So that's a story. Did I enjoy this movie? Heck yeah. Yeah, I would say I enjoyed this movie just as much as the first one. Like, it is hilarious, man. Like, surprisingly, my theater didn't laugh as much as I did, but they did laugh at a few other times. What else? And the heartwarming message. Obviously, the first one you had Billy accepting his foster family as his real family, and then in this, I can't exactly say what the message is in this one, but I feel what it is, you know, and it's like, I see what you're saying, but I can't exactly say it out loud because I don't know what it is. But I don't know if that made any sense to you, but not I'm saying all that. Surprisingly to me, the critics didn't exactly like this. Like, gave it like a 50% or something. One of the things I noticed they said was that it was unfocused, which I guess I could see that. Like, that's one of those things where I'm like, I guess I could see that the story's a little unfocused, but also that it didn't really bother me. So I hope it's not like Quantum Mania, where I'm like, what are the critics talking about? Oh, wait, that's what they're talking about. It's not that good. I hope it's not like that, because I really enjoyed this movie. And whether or not it's better than the first one, I'll have to debate that for a little while. But yeah, that is Shazam: Fear of the Gods. Pretty good movie, and I would highly recommend it if you're curious. Well, I guess yeah, I would recommend it. So that's about it, and peace.